You know, when black kids commit a crime or accused of a crime, first thing they do is look at the upbringing. They look at the mother and father. And a lot of them would say the mother and father were no good parents, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And that's how the narrative formed. But when white men and women or white kids do things, they very rarely go to the parents. They give the parents a wide berth. It's always blamed on some mental issues and whatnot, or some outside influence. Now, here it is, Trayvon Martin, who didn't have a mental condition, wasn't a troubled kid, was painted by the media and the lawyers for George Zimmerman as some kind of super thug, some type of super predator. And half the country donated money to Zimmerman. People made fun of Trayvon's murder, all kinds of things. But you had James Holmes and Dylan Ruth, Elliot Rogers, and many others who have committed mass murders. And they never, ever, ever say, why is there an epidemic of white males or half-whites? Or what I mean by half-whites, mean somebody of another ethnicity interact with whites, or Asians or Hispanics. Black folks always get labeled with the worst of everything. Now, when the Alfred Winston thing went down, the judge said that the Alfred Winston team, I forget his name right now, didn't know anybody because he was rich. Now, I would say the opposite. He had no feelings about people, but he knew right from wrong. Now, that make more sense saying to a person who don't have the means to travel or get to finer things in life. That seems to apply more when it comes down to that. But even then, we don't sit there and say, just because you're poor means you get an excuse to go out there and just do whatever the fuck you want. But when it comes down to white men and white women, it's totally different. It was just a story just 2, maybe 3 weeks ago of a costume who was pregnant. Hid the pregnancy and threw the baby in a dumpster. Y'all remember a few months before that, it was a Hindu woman that threw the baby out the window, gave birth to her, threw it out the window because she didn't want her parents to know that she was fucking a black dude. We get and nobody never ever say what kind of family they come from. When the Congresswoman Gabby Giffords got shot by that guy and went in there and shot them people, killed senior citizens and this little girl and whatnot. They went to the home and the mother pooped her hair. She said, "Please give us our privacy," and they gave her the privacy. Columbine killers. The mother and them sat around here for years. All of a sudden, one of the mothers come out trying to make us like they the victims of judgments and shit. You know, I'm sitting there like, really? When they ask for privacy, the media gives them a wide berth. When we ask for privacy, cameras are still poked in our face. They speculate who we are and where we are. Now, this is the image of James' home mom and dad. He's the guy that shot movie theater, dressed up as a Joker, premiered that last Dark Knight movie. He's the one that went up in there and shot people up. He's the one that rigged his apartment to blow up if somebody cuts on the open the door. He had enough sense to go out and buy weapons. He had enough sense to go out there and rig an IED. He had enough sense to go into a movie theater, wait till the movie starts to shoot everybody. Then walk outside, take off his strip where he won't get shot down. Now that doesn't sound like a person with a mental issue. I mean, yeah, he's a person with a mental issue, but it doesn't sound like, a mentally unstable person, if you get my meaning. That takes some thought. Elliot Rogers went and shot up a bunch of people because he didn't get no pussy. He was mad that black men were getting women. Why are women looking at black guys? I'm better than them. I have a nice car. I'm a handsome looking guy. Why do they bother them? That's how he sound. And people came on instead of saying, yo, this dude was racist and misogynist. Oh, he's just a misogynist. Race had nothing to do with it. But if you go to his channels and all that stuff, he always throw a nigga in there somewhere. But James' own parents have been given a wide berth in the media. This is my first time seeing an image of James' own parents. Well, I would not take that back second. First time I just saw it this morning when mom was just talking to the news. And then I looked up and typed in his mom. Now I see an image of his father. The national media did plastic images all over them. They don't give them cover. Now the mom will come out and write a book and talk about how her son is doing. She even changed her hair color. Want to come out and talk about how her son is doing. She should have saw the signs. Now you was like typical parent of these motherfuckers born at a certain point, spoil them, think they gonna grow out of it. My parents wasn't perfect, but my parents watched me and my siblings like hawks. My parents knew what we was capable of and what we wasn't capable of. And even if they didn't know, they sat back and waited until they got the facts. They didn't right here try to excuse everybody. It's funny how all of a sudden they think people are stupid that they start throwing Asperger's out there as a culprit. And those of us who knew about Asperger's know about it. Say Asperger's, the person who has Asperger's was more harm to him or herself than anybody else. No, these motherfuckers are just evil. Now she's on TV, want to talk all quiet and soft like, I should have seen the signs. Nah, bitch, it ain't about you now. I want you guys to listen to this interview right here. And it's going to insult you more so when they try to make out to be the damn victim of the story.
Nearly 4 years after her son opened fire in a Colorado movie theater, James Holmes' mother speaks out publicly about him for the first time. She says she missed the warning signs of her son's mental illness.
He was having trouble being around people. He's having trouble thinking, which he didn't have before. His cognition was declining. He's having even more trouble being around people. The delusion being, I'll kill people, I'll be worth more, which is just horrible to think about or to hear. People tell me their stories and then they say, I never tell anyone. And that has to stop. We have to be able to talk.
James Holmes killed 12 people and injured 70 others. He is serving 12 consecutive life sentences.
Now, I don't know, I guess it's Colorado what happened, and I'm pretty sure they got the death penalty, but it's funny how all of a sudden, now they want to put these men in jail for life sentences, but they try to string up a black person. Let me tell you, if a black guy, first of all, if a black guy went there and shot him, whether he stripped or not, they would have shot his ass down. Number two, they would have been all over the family. Friends, ex, all kinds of stuff. Look how when that shit went down in San Bernardino, everybody who was a friend or family was under suspicion. These motherfuckers, they didn't look at a whole bunch of people, they looked at this dude. It ain't a year to go by, you don't hear about a mass shooting or somebody going to extreme. Look how the guy who shot that abortion clinic up, they saying he's unfit for a trial because he playing crazy. These motherfuckers have enough common sense to go out and apply for a gun license. They know how to turn on Fox. They know how to go to these fucking meetings. I mean, a person who's crazy, I can see if they got a gun, they just went out random shooting people. But this motherfucker went armored up, died his head like the fucking Joker, rigged his apartment to explode. They even opened the damn door. Now his mom on TV like, hey, Mr. Science, it's not about you anymore. If you miss the signs, you need to go sit your ass down so you don't get to speak. I know some of you are going to say Harvey, but maybe she got some insight. How many more shootings have we had to figure out who got insight? If your kid is acting like a fucking loner all the time, if your kid is fascinated with murder or guns and shit, chances are your kid ain't playing with a full deck, or you need to be paying attention to them. These motherfucking people introduce their children with guns and shit at a young age. See, they think it's a fucking video game. This dude was born, what, 87, I believe? 80s baby. 90s teen. Or tween, I should say. Yeah, I guess tween, teen. But he was still in his teen. He was 8, he was 97, he was 10. So yeah, he was still old enough to be a teenager, yeah. These motherfuckers they just want what they want. They can't get what they want. They stomp their feet. They don't work, they go kill somebody. But the media respects them. They give them a wide berth. You'll never see them saying, well, you know, these black kids, they suffer from trauma. You know, their people have been victims of so many traumas. That trauma gets passed down over and over. If you found a black person abusing their kids, they never say it's a learned behavior, it's a trait that's been passed down. No. They just say our parents no good. White person, well, you know, it's passed down. Traumas do get passed down. Yada yada yada, blah blah blah, and everything. Yeah, you're right. This is why these motherfuckers always think that they're the victims, and they never be held accountable for nothing they do. Nothing. That's not to say that there ain't no black families out there don't coddle their kids either. But when they fuck up, society allows you not to let them get away with being coddled. I don't want to see none of these motherfucking parents on TV. And you know, it's a husband. He wasn't on camera. He ain't stupid. They figured, let's put the mom out there. They'd be more sympathetic. Y'all want to be sympathetic to Columbine moms. Y'all want to be sympathetic to this motherfucking moms. But y'all wasn't sympathetic to Trayvon or Jordan or Eric or Walter, any of these other moms who like sons and daughters. It ain't about y'all. Stop trying to be the forever victim.